What's up, manga fans, and welcome back to another review of Akame ga Kill. This month's chapter 63, Kill the Past final part. I can't even explain how enjoyable this chapter was. There was so much content in it, and it still had enough pages to show us pure action. And the violence this week was the most I've seen in a while. I mean, Akame just went to town, and we find out that she has a kill switch mode. I originally thought she already had something like that, where it was her, her kind of calm, silent, killing type of mentality. But this time we find that it's might as well say a super Akame mode that she activates on literally just a key word. But I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to talk about Wave and his potential power up. Now, we see at the beginning of the chapter that he apologized to Esther for losing Akame, but she explains it wasn't under your jurisdiction to be in that area and fight her, so don't concern yourself with it. And she says she's happy anyway, because after Budo's death, there's no one else worthy of fighting her besides Akame with Murasame and Tatsumi, so she's content about that. Now, this leaves Wave obviously feeling guilty and useless, and he declares to, wanting to train and get stronger, but Esther pretty much shuts him down, saying that he's already reached his apex in power. Training him any further would be a waste of time. But he's content not content. He's intent on getting much stronger, and he said he'll do anything to get stronger. He has to get stronger. So she explains that you could get stronger, but there's a risky method, and the rule about using one Tegu. It's forbidden to use more than one. You cannot use two. But she's saying that if someone like you with a strong body and mind used it, maybe it would be possible. You could get you would have to get two Tegus that are compatible with yourself, but at the same time there's the risk of you being completely annihilated. So I'm not sure if that's a death flag for Wave, where he's actually going to die in the series, because I wanted him to live, because he's pretty much Tatsumi number 2, just on the wrong side. But if he uses these Tegus, then it could be giving super amount of power, but at the sacrifice of his own life and body. So yeah, that's interesting. I want to see, obviously throughout the series we've been told you can only use one Tegu. So if Wave would be the first one to show us two Tegu user, that would be interesting. But I'm worried about him dying. Now, on to Kurome, we find out that she's actually gone on a mission and joined with the Shadow Unit, and this is a unit that was explained to us in the Akame ga Kill Zero manga, and is to assassinate key members of the rebel army. But this is, against Esthef's directions, because obviously she, like Wave, is probably worried about her condition, but she still decided to go anyway. And she meets up with the Shadow Unit, who are all pleased to see her. They remember her, she's quite famous, but she learns of the fate of the other members basically passing away or being eliminated because they weren't good enough to be in the Shadow Unit. So that shows us why the unit is much smaller than before. And a particular character called Kylie shows up, and I was confused. I wasn't sure if she was a boy or if he was a girl. I was just generally confused about the gender, but she states that her girly looks have gone, and this Kylie shows long-term effects of doping, and they basically look like an elderly person despite being a teenager. So this shows that this can be, Kurome's fate if she doesn't die before that. Like, if she was to live long enough, she would be withered and old, despite having, the power and abilities in battle, like Kylie said. So it's like, sacrifice your looks for this ultimate power. And their plan now is basically to split the squad into two units. One goes to the east, one goes to the west. Kylie leads one, Kurome leads the other. And we see Kylie is on the they're moving damn fast, like they're cracking the ground, because all of them took their doping before they left. But Kylie's unit is intercepted by Akame. Now, this unit is extremely bitter to Akame's betrayal. Everyone was like, we'll kill the betrayer, and they kind of all put the blame on her for things that happened, like the unit getting smaller, Kylie's appearance being drawn out because she had to use so much doping and things like that. But despite this, Akame wishes for them to retreat, because she even states to Kylie, you're falling into a trap. And then we get this flashback of what I mentioned earlier of Akame's kill switch mode, and she was told by one of her superiors who trained her that You need to be more aggressive in battle. You're too calm, you're too collected. You don't have a more, higher aggressive mode that you need to reach. So he says, train yourself to activate a kill switch mode at any point, and it can be a keyword. And we find out this keyword is bury, and we're back in the present. She's there posing. She's like, take one step and I'll bury you. And all of them kind of flinch, and it's like there's no hesitation in her voice. So they know she means business. She's going to cut them down despite them being former comrades. So Kylie takes a super doping pill, and basically it's like, kill the traitor. Everyone goes mad. Akame literally kills everyone in the most brutal fashion I've seen in a while. She doesn't even use Murasame's power to just cut them, and let the curse affect them. She literally bisects everyone, and every time she's doing it, she screams bury, and it activates a kill mode, and you just see so much rage and aggression in her face. Her eyes look somewhat demonic as well, and her teeth were sharp. You can see like the canine showing. And every person she engaged, it was like bury, 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 and she's just slaughtering them. Blood and all their insides are showing. I just thought it was brilliant. The only person who somewhat stood, a few seconds of chance against her was Kylie, but even then, he or she was eliminated. I think it's a he, so I'm just gonna say Kylie's a he. Was eliminated so quickly, but he wasn't. Luckily, he wasn't, bisected. He was just killed by the curse, and we see him saying, Akame-chan, it's like you win, and we see a past look of him, and this really gets to Akame. It upsets her so much because she was the person who had to bring down her former comrades, and I was just amazed by her power. I thought that we've seen everything that Akame can show us, but I think it was mentioned before that she does have a it actually was, I think it was by Lubbock, mentioned that she has a trump card, and maybe this is it, or this is only part of it, and there's even further power that she hasn't unveiled. Hopefully it's not like the anime, because I didn't like that whole cutting herself thing. I want the anime to take the manga to take a different route from the anime, and show us what her trump card is, especially when she goes up against Esteve at the end of the manga. So we go to Kurome's unit, similar situation. They're losing as well, and when Akame arrives, she panics after it's mentioned that Kylie's squad is dead. So she uses her Tegu to create all of her zombie things to create a shield, orders a retreat, and flies off with Run. But Akame pursues and basically lays down the gauntlet. Meet me tomorrow night to fight outside the Imperial capital. We'll be there to settle this, and she's somewhat content about this. And the pretty much chapter ends with Akame looking down on her previous comrades and sheds a tear. And even I keep forgetting her bloody name. Leone holds her hand to console her, because despite them being enemies, she obviously knows this was her family before joining Night Raid, and she silently obviously is remorseful about the deaths, and most likely thinking about the upcoming battle of Akame versus Kurome. So yes, the sisters are going to fight soon, and it is going to be, in my opinion, complete madness. I think it's going to be much better than the anime, and I'm just can't wait to see that, because at this point we can see that the manga is literally coming to a close. I don't know if it will be this year or next year, but it's definitely getting closer and closer. All these key players are being eliminated. Even Estef is mentioned. The only people left for her to fight are Akame and Tatsumi. So I wonder if that would be a tag team kind of fight, or she'll fight them one by one. Who knows? But at this point, as I said, everyone's literally doing everything they can to prepare for the final battle. Wave wanted to use 2 Tegus now. All of these things are coming out, and people are getting eliminated. So it's literally not much left of the Empire versus the Revolutionary Army. So as I said, I love this chapter. It was very enjoyable, and I can't wait to see what else they're going to bring to the table for us. And I don't want to be that kind of guy, but so far it's proven to be much better than the anime showed us. So yeah, definitely, as I said, 2 thumbs up for me about this and the rest of the chapters coming ahead. So you guys, as usual, if you enjoyed this chapter, let me know in the comment box what you think about it, and any predictions you got, leave them there, and I'll speak to you guys in the next month. Take care.